Hello everyone. Before the video starts, I would like to announce that I have launched my Ko-fi page where you can support this channel through your generous donations. Your donations are very much appreciated. Today, I decided on a whim to read the comments you have posted over the year. This one says, "Hi sir, do you read comments?" Yes, I do. If we're going to be realistic, if someone's starting out with a YouTube channel and really cares about the content they put out, most likely they're going to be reading the comments and probably going to be excited to read the comments for the first time. Yes, I read the comments. I like to receive feedback, and feedback I did receive. This is from Way to Jenna. Hi, can I copy Archcraft's OpenBox configuration to Arch Linux? I am now using Arch Plasma, and I think OpenBox is more lightweight and still minimalist aesthetic. Yes, you can. All you have to do is, I'm on Mac right now, but okay. So if you want to copy your Arco OpenBox config, you want to start by typing rcfczf, call it config.targz, and then type in config. Then there should be a folder on the desktop that has your tarball. Oh, there's the zip file. And so you can just go ahead, take the file, drop it onto your... So we're in a new machine. What we can do now is we can do tar xvf config.tar.gz. And you can go into config and the new config will be there. Now the next part is figuring out the packages it uses. So what you need to do there is open up a text editor, look through all the programs, especially artostart.sh, and you'll end up typing a command, something like sudo pacman.s openbox sddm variety rofi dmenu pycom xshkd and stuff like that. But you'll have to look into your autostart.sh to get a full glimpse of what programs it will run. Joe-Free Problem says, nice video, but are you using pure wine or are you doing something through Winetricks? It's not much of... Winetricks is a separate package of wine. It's actually a helper that it's basically a collection of scripts that help you get wine up and running. So I installed the main wine through Arch Linux repositories. And then I installed... So what I did with Winetricks is that I installed the Microsoft fonts that are needed, because if you don't, you'll get a bunch of squares as text and you can't read a thing. So you need to install the Windows fonts to make Steam work. Next one says, nice channel you got here, dude. And that was for the ReactOS video. So thank you. All right, next video says, why the graphic did change from 512 megabytes to 1536 megabytes of Catalina. Weird. I'm actually going to install dual boot Mountain Lion on that MacBook Pro, and this guy right here, he says that the integrated graphics share the memory from the RAM so that the newer OSs take advantage of more RAM. So I don't know how that changed from 512 to 1536, but I'm glad to hear that it's not a compatibility driver issue, because this is macOS and this originally shipped with Mountain Lion. Kind of interesting. Alright. Next guy says, can we directly install macOS Catalina after OS X? So if you want to use an App Store installer, you would need to update to at least 10.9. So what is 10.9, you ask? scroll down, you would actually see it's actually macOS Mavericks. But you can't really download macOS Mavericks for some reasons. So you'll have to update to the highest version you can install. You can jump from Mountain Lion. So you go to Sierra. And then I use Sierra to get all the way to Catalina. But it's called macOS X Sierra, I think. Or I think they changed it during Sierra. Don't know. Alright, next question is, can we fix the logo stuck? And that is from the Catalina video as well. So, this is from 11 months ago. Guy's probably panicking that his computer is toast. I'm sorry if you lost any files. It wasn't really meant to be a tutorial in the first place, but it has helped some people out. But if your logo is stuck while installing an operating system and it's been there for a long time, you'll probably you might need to make the decision to jump the gun and force shut down your PC or Mac. And it may mess up the install, and it may restart the installer from the beginning. But if it's been there for like a few hours or a day or a week, you may need to make the decision to pull the plug on that installation, because it's probably crashed, it's probably frozen, and there's probably no chance of it being restored back to its regular speed. So you're going to have to shut it down, boot it back up, and at least try to get the installer running again. If you still can't get that to work, maybe it's because there's some configuration that's messing it up and you have to wipe your drive. And the fact is, I didn't need to do what I did in that video actually, right there, because what you need to actually do, you need to type in Option Command R to get the latest version, and you use Option Shift Command R to install the version that came with the Mac. So apparently I did this option, not that one. If I did that option, that video would have been a lot shorter, and probably that video wouldn't even exist. And I might just add that, this was, I will reiterate that this was not meant to be a tutorial in the first place. It's kind of more of an accidental tutorial, if you know what I mean. But oh no, I thought I pressed the Command Option R to get it to Catalina, but I guess I hit Shift accidentally or something, and now I got Mountain Lion, and I thought that was the only way to reset your Mac. It was either that or I wiped the drive, and that was the first thing, that was the default thing it came up with. Again, I recorded it, but I lost the footage. Alright, a subscriber of mine, WP, asks for the Can NixOS replace Arch Linux? Why is this video 32-bit? As you can see, I'm looking through the video now.
See that?
And
right there.
Okay.
64-bit.
Here it is. Or, I think I know why you mean this is 32-bit. Because the bit rate is shit. Next is from Jim Bimbum. I was expecting a very cut down tutorial, but I like the realism in this video. Yeah, one of the channels I really like to watch is Drago1, and I kind of took inspiration from that. And again, this wasn't really much of a tutorial, but more like a diary of trying out different software on Linux, because in that time I cut off Windows and I was using Linux. Background music is too loud. Cannot hear you clearly. This is pointless to spend my time. Like touch it. Okay, I see where he's coming from because I think the music is a little too loud. Okay, I have learned that and I have significantly lowered it down. We'll just go into there, into that time frame, and let's watch where he says, just like in the simulations. So let's watch it. Bum ba dum bum. It works. Mental Nest says, I was confused until I found your video. You explained it nicely. Thank you very much for the video. Keep uploading videos. Love you, brother. Appreciate it. Even though it wasn't meant to be a tutorial, I'm glad it helped you. David Wayne says, to the Archcraft video. Looks gorgeous and powerful. I'd love to run that. But I know diddly squat about Arch and could make a mess of things very quickly. And I responded, Archcraft would be a great distro to get your feet wet with it, but Manjaro could be a better option if you're more suited to GNOME, KDE, and XFCE. And he replied back, I know much about Manjaro and all the other generic ones, but I was thinking of learning some Arch stuff. Arco Linux comes with that Arch University interfaces where you build your own system. That might be good, but that would be a bit later. I need this one to work right now. And I actually vouched for that because Arco Linux is actually a good distro for learning. So yeah, and I told him Eric does in-depth tutorials from maintenance to building your own live CD. Eric Dubois is a great channel to learn about Linux. And I'll actually put his channel in the description below and his distro below. Because if you really want to learn Linux and Arch Linux, I highly recommend Arco Linux. Because his configs are so in-depth. And I feel like you can learn a lot from him. Such a good Arch distro, and I cannot recommend this distro enough. Wanted Like Hell says, I'm gonna have to try this, and that was installing Windows XP Integral Edition. Alright, and he subscribed for 6 months, so thank you for the sub. Tom Bushing says, great addition, but it does not say what service packs are included in the description. What other security packages are needed to use XP without harm? And I said, it's up to date. It may be up to date. The question is, will I be able to say Arch, by the way? If not, what's the point? LOL. And I said, Arch, by the way, kind of carries the weight of, you know, I'm super technical. I really know about Linux. I know my shit. And I busted my ass making it work, but this is just Archcraft can be in a sort of way a quick and dirty way to get Arch running. But it is Arch based. You have to learn the package, the Pacman package manager. But honestly, it's your beck and call. If you want to say I use Archcraft, by the way, you can say Archcraft, by the way. Alone Raptor 5332 says, my Mac keeps saying Safari can't open the page. What do I do now? If your Safari on Mac decides to break for some reason, I have never experienced this problem when I did it on my own Mac. So I don't know what would be the central cause of that. But all I do know is that a good line of defense against this problem is to go and do the regular Command R when you turn off your Mac, and then you boot it back up. I think even before the chime, when you press the power button, you press Command R, and then you back up first and reinstall macOS, because I'm not sure if you can individually reset Safari, but that's if there's like some kind of like quirk going on with Mountain Lion and Sierra, resetting it at Catalina will clean the gunk out. So that's my ultimate recommendation for that issue. So that's about it for comments in this video. If you have any questions whatsoever about any computer related question, like Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever, if you have any questions that you want me to answer, leave them in the comment section down below, and in a eventual video I will answer them soon. But until next time, if you like what you saw, comment, like, and subscribe. If you want to support this channel, feel free to donate to my Ko-fi, and I'll see you guys next time.